Well, what happened? It only took us 10 years, but we have finally beat the New England Patriots. It is a beautiful Monday. It's cold outside. Cue the intro.
The city of the dream team, Hakeem, Turing, Beyonce, yeah, man. And I remember hot summer, hot winter. I couldn't fight, so the block made a hot spin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 713 Houston Sportcast. I'm your host, Ruben Calavillo. And the Houston Texans have defeated the Dragon. They've blown up the Empire. They have beat the New England Patriots finally, which has been 10 years since we last beat them. We won the game 28-22, and the score doesn't indicate how the game was played. The points that the Patriots really scored was in just garbage time. We were blowing them out anyway, so we were just playing really prevent defense, which absolutely scared me just because, of Tom Brady being able to come back in game. Heck, we saw him come back 28-23 at Houston in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Now, this breakdown, I wanted to give the Patriots props, right? But I couldn't. And you have to give credit to this defense. The defense was absolutely spectacular. We sacked Brady, I believe, 3 or 4 times. Jacob Martin, who we got in a Clowney trade, has been great the past couple of weeks. He had 1.5 sacks today. And let's be honest, he could have had more I just think he's too fast for his own good. I just feel like he gets a full head of steam and he blows right by him. And we saw that, but when he gets disciplined and knows how to utilize his speed, he's going to be a force. And hey, he's only 0.5 sacks behind Clowney. That's the crazy part about it is, yes, you traded away somebody special like Jadeveon Clowney, but you get back Jacob Martin, who has almost 2 sacks the past 2 weeks. Barkevious Mingo, who is playing for you, so hey, he's there. And you also got Garyon Conley. Garyon Conley has been a shutdown corner since he's been here. Since he has been here, he is 4th and passes not allowed. So he is shutting down the receivers that he is going against. And you got pretty much 3 players for Jadeveon Clowney, as well as the second pick, which we don't know is going to turn out until the draft comes. But this game was spectacular. Why? Because the narrative is that the Houston Texans cannot beat the Patriots. They are the Texans' daddies. They are the guys who are just going to come and just slap you around. They're your big brother, going to bully you. You haven't beat them in 10 years. And not only did you beat them, but it was a convincing win. And here's why I say that. Brady looked frustrated. As much as I want to give Brady props, I think he's one of the best quarterback to ever play in the NFL. He looked flustered. And that was what we did not expect. Why? A lot of experts expected the Patriots offense to get going just because of how bad our defense has been the last couple of weeks. And we turned it around. We were applying pressure. We were sacking Brady, hitting him. He got hit 12 times. He could have had almost 5 interceptions on the day if we didn't drop one. Bradley Roby's interception got called back. We made Brady look flustered. We were putting licks on people. We were hitting them. Our secondary was absolutely fantastic. Our run defense continues, to be a thorn in our side. They were allowing 5 yards a carry. And, I just hope that gets fixed when we start playing this really good team towards the playoffs. Hey, we played Derrick Henry in a couple of weeks, and he's absolutely going off. Bradley Roby came back this game, and Bradley Roby was absolutely fantastic. And this is why I believe that we are going to pay him. I know he was hurt for like majority of the season, but when he's healthy, he is ready to go. You saw that. He picked off Brady. He could have had another interception. He sacked Brady. He was all over the field playing for his grandfather who did pass away, so rest in peace. But Bradley Roby was absolutely fantastic, as well as a guy who I didn't think he was going to be good. But Brandon Hargreaves, since he's been here, he has been shut down as a slot cornerback. We wanted that to be Aaron Colvin, but hey, number 28 has been doing just a fantastic job there. Lonnie Johnson continues to do what he's doing limited time. He's not really playing that much anymore because you bring in Garyon Conley, Brandon Hargreaves, Roby just came back. And that's only going to happen as the season goes on, but he's going to learn and he is going to get better. Deshaun Gibson was absolutely fantastic as well. He was just putting hits. He lit up Julian Edelman. Justin Reed, he got hurt again, which is no big surprise. He's getting hurt almost every game. I just hope that, he's ready for this game against the Broncos that is coming up. But overall, this defense was absolutely fantastic until the end of the 4th quarter when Romeo Crennel just wanted to play prevent. almost leading Brady to coming back. The defense was spectacular. Roman Cornell had a great job. Now let's switch to the offense. Our run game was not there at all. But hey, the Patriots are 10th in rushing defense. And it showed, we couldn't average that much on the run. But that's the benefit of having a Carlos Hyde and a Duke Johnson. They are going to give you a big game once. And we saw that Carlos Hyde took for 12 yards. Then Duke Johnson took it for 15 yards. And wow, Duke Johnson, this is what I envisioned for the Houston Texans to use Duke Johnson. Put him against linebackers and let him eat. And that is what he did. He had almost 50 rushing yards along with 50 receiving yards. So 100 all-purpose yards. And he was fantastic. He had that touchdown, which absolutely set the tone for this offense. When I saw Deshaun Watson roll out to the right and just put a dime to Duke Johnson, I was like, man, this game is going to go our way. The receivers were absolutely fantastic. Will Fuller, he was a game changer. I know he didn't show up that much on the stats, but he spreads the field out and it gives the other wide receivers places to get open. He had that touchdown that he kind of dropped. I'm not really sure. I thought it was a touchdown, but hey, it was glad to see him there. Kenny Stills with that huge deep touchdown, and that is absolutely fantastic. That is exactly what you want Kenny Stills to be. Is somebody who comes in and just absolutely helps you, and that's what's crazy about having wide receivers like Hopkins, like Fuller, like Stills, hey, they're your tight ends, Darren Fells, Jordan Akins, is that they're just game changers. The guy who I think had the best day on offense, besides Watson, was honestly DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins was going against Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore is maybe the best corner in the league, and he has 6 catches for 64 yards, and he threw a touchdown, and we'll get to that later. But he really set the tone for this game. Why? Because last week against the Cowboys, Stephon Gilmore absolutely shut down Amari Cooper, who was the #1 wide receiver. And they thought that was going to happen today. They thought that Stephon Gilmore was going to shut down Hops, and that was absolutely not the case. DeAndre Hopkins had the better matchup, and he's one of the reasons why we won this game. The offensive line was absolutely fantastic. Besides that one sack that Lerman Tunsil just messed up on, that was kind of a bad sequence for him. He had the holding and then he had the sack. And but besides that, the offensive line did very well, in my opinion. The pass blocking just continues to grow. I know we didn't have Tyus Howard, who I miss so much, but the combination of Chris Clark and Roderick Johnson really is helping this Houston Texans team. It's giving them the V word, versatility, and that is why this offensive line is very strong, in my opinion. Deshaun Watson, now take this with a grain of salt, as much as you want, but I think Deshaun Watson has figured it out. And here's why I say that. Against the Ravens game, Deshaun Watson was trying to go against Lamar Jackson, not against the Baltimore Ravens defense, but Lamar Jackson. He was trying to go shot for shot with them, and it failed. Forward to this game, against the best defense in the league, against the best defense, in the past 5-10 years, he was taking what they were giving him, giving his players open space, hitting them in stride so they could continue the route, continue to get yards after the catch. He spread the ball around. Hopkins, Fuller, Stills, Akins, Fells, Duke Johnson, Carlos Hyde. Hey, he even tried to get Jordan Thomas in there. Of course, Jordan Thomas dropped the ball, but hey, you can't really blame him because he's coming out from injury. But Deshaun Watson read this Patriots defense and shredded it. 3 touchdowns on the day, and he even caught one from that beautiful trick play that was designed by him and Hopkins and AJ McCarron. Deshaun Watson looked amazing. And if you continue to grow like this, Watson, and you continue to keep on reading the defense, there is nobody going to be able to stop you. And that is not me, just being biased because, I'm from Houston. You dissected this Patriots defense, and you absolutely took it to them, and they couldn't stop you. Bill Belichick had to stop coaching the game and go to his defense and give him a pep talk. Why? Because his son wasn't able to do it. And you absolutely dismantled this defense. They couldn't stop you. Why? Because the strength of the Patriots is their secondary. Stephon Gilmore, the McCourty brothers, the other corner on the left side. And what you did was you attacked the linebackers. You attacked the safeties by getting the tight ends open, getting the running backs open. And that's what led to success in offense. Now, who I think deserves the most credit, and that is head coach Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien had an awesome game plan. He wasn't scared, and this was the whole mentality of Bill O'Brien before, hey, like, he's an okay coach, but he's not going to win the big game. And I think that narrative has just absolutely been demolished. Here's why. You beat the Chiefs. You almost won Monday night against the Saints. And then you win on Sunday night against the New England Patriots, somebody who you haven't beat, somebody who was your employer, and you won. And not only did you win, but you won in convincing fashion. And you had this offense rolling. You had the players believe in you. After the game, they gave Bill O'Brien the game ball. And, you know, you could tell that it meant something special to him. Why? Because he's worked so hard this season. And this is why I think Bill O'Brien could be the coach of the year and executive of the year. And here's why I say that. All of the players that Bill O'Brien has brought in today have made impacts on the Houston Texans. In this game, honestly, Lermy Tunsil blocking, Kenny Stills touchdown, you traded for him, you traded for Lermy Tunsil. Duke Johnson had the touchdown, you traded for him. Carlos Hyde, you traded for him. Bradley Roby with the interception, Jacob Martin, you traded for him. He got 1.5 sacks. The people who you have traded for, Bill O'Brien, are making impacts for the Houston team. And what is going to make them scary? Why? Because you didn't trade for veterans. I mean, besides Kenny Stills, who's pretty up there in age. You traded for Lermy Tunsil, who's going to be your franchise left tackle for the next 8 years. Bradley Roby is going to be your corner for the next 4. Jacob Martin is 22 years old. Garyon Conley is 21 years old. Hargreaves is 23. Not only are you bringing in good players, but you're bringing in young players that are going to be cornerstone for this Houston Texas team. You deserve all the credit. You deserve as much credit, man. Fantastic job, Bill O'Brien. Fantastic job, Houston Texans. Honestly, the NFL needs to be on watch. And here's why I say that. You know, watching First Take, watching Colin Coward, watching Nick Wright, they want to talk about, oh, the Patriots lost this game. No, they didn't. They did not win this game from the absolute start. Are you really going to talk down on a team that has won 10 games and now has lost 2? This is absolutely ridiculous, and I hate that they do not give the Texans any love whatsoever. But hey, keep on now showing us love, and we're going to continue to shock the NFL. Why? Because now that you got rid of the Patriots, you have 4 more games left, and if you sweep, you have a good chance of fighting for a playoff bye. The Houston Texans are 8-4. The Houston Texans are scary. The NFL needs to be put on notice. You guys have a blessed day.